Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of In the Zone. Today, we're going to be looking at the Ancient Forest. Ancient Forest in Monster Hunter World is a really cool zone and one of the best entry zones in video games, in my opinion. It's got some really cool stuff to show off. We're going to spend some time in it today and just look around. Back here, you can eat if you missed the canteen, which is really cool. Just about every map has that in the camp. The camp itself is really cool as well. You have the little entry area here, which would be where technically you would land and then come in to set up the camp. You have your box over here, you have your partner right here, and then of course you have your camp itself where you can go in and change out your weapons, things like that. But from there you get into the Ancient Forest itself, which has some really cool stuff going on in it, lots of indigenous life. It looks really cool. We're going to take that other path down there in a little bit, as we'll gather some materials while we're here. But this is the first big area you're going to walk into. There's going to be a bunch of stuff going on in this area. There's already a Jagras, great Jagras over there eating. This area is just really cool, and I'm glad we got it in a nice little rainy time where you can see a little bit of darker version of it, because most of the time when you come in here, the Ancient Forest is going to be really bright and exciting and really cool. But as you can see, you have this great view over here that shows the ocean, which would be where you came from in the previous Monster Hunter games. And then you have this little waterfall right here where you can see a cascade as it falls to one ridge and then falls to the other, which is very, very beautiful. Pat's first viewing of that, his words were just beautiful, breathtaking, even. Then, of course, you have some of the indigenous life just living around here, just doing their thing. Not hurting anything. Being prey for great Jagras that eat and then run away. You have this spot up here where you can sometimes find some rare animals. Right now it's just the regular rabbits, but sometimes you can get the rainbow one there. Down here you have a spot that I have fought Devil Joe too many times in because he's pinned me up down here, which can be a bad time. It definitely hurt. And then on this little side path down here, you have some of the gatherable materials. Really cool. That a lot of people early on don't think to gather, even though they give you some pretty good points towards your 12 points. It's not bad, 27 for a Shine Blue. You get some pretty good points towards your research here. Of course, you get another view of the cliffs from here, and if you look down here, you can see an area that'll be going into an area we'll go to in just a little bit. And also over there is your camp. Terra, that's your main camp that you stay at. The hub. And it's just really cool that you can see it in the world from here. Like that a lot. Then you have some... You guys get a little upset sometimes, but if you look down here, you have fishing setup where you can talk to the researcher here and fish, or you can fish yourself if you already have a fishing pole or a net. You can fish with a net as well. Pretty nice. You can physically see the fish, which is really cool. And little birds here, and this is also where you can pick up Anjanath footprints or tempered Anjanath footprints. We're probably not going to mess with fighting any actual monsters right now, but just a really nice open area to start off with. From there, you have the Jagras Trail. This is where they come through to eat and feast. Get some honey there, and of course, if you lead in from here, you'll be able to find some Jagras in that way, the regular size. You also have this little. Oh, hey, here he is. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, not hostile, not fighting, no quarrel. This leads you into a side path that is right beside where we came from here, where you can get into the forest proper down this way. But we're going to keep doing exterior collisions for now. We're going to check out over here the little side path. Gives you even more view of the camp and of this nice little area down there. You can also gather some crystal here. I accidentally healed. Wrong button. Not too bad. As well as another node right here. Dragonite ore there, never a bad thing. And as you continue down this way, you get access to the beach. Which, if you play the first level of this game, then you may remember seeing this beach. It's pretty important. Pretty nice little area down here as well. Can't swim, unfortunately. Would be cool, but, you know, hey, nothing bad. The Jagras can also come down here to feed, which can be interesting. Can climb these rocks. Pretty easy to get back up from. And we'll explore a little bit more in there in just a minute, but we'll continue on forward here to the area that connects to the camp. Stamina back. We have unlimited stamina when we're not in battle, but, you know. Didn't eat before we came here. A nice little area down there that I always wish we could go to. Like, it looks like you could have a really good fight with something down there, but fine. Have this cliff right here. You cannot go down there, even though I think that would also be really cool. See some more of a cascade down there. Then right here are the gates. You can just go right back to headquarters if you want from there. But obviously we want to continue forward a little bit. So as we make it back here, this time we are going to go ahead and take a right. We're going to go ahead and go into the rest of the forest and work our way back to where we came from. Because over here is the entrance to an area that Rathalos and Rathian like to stay at. Grab this Lichty for the speed boost. Stamina boost, I suppose. We're going to keep going. You have this wonderful little area up here that there's a tempered Tobi-Kadachi around here, nifty. That I think looks really nifty. There's not a lot going on in it when you're not fighting monsters in it. There's a couple basic, you know, flying mobs, and then you have the little guys, but nothing too damaging, too troublesome. But it just has this really homey feel to it as you run through here. This tree can be destroyed in the course of fighting, which can be fun and interesting. Man, I've said interesting a lot in this so far. You can climb right up over here to be able to get another campsite if you don't already have it, which is really cool. Camp here. And as you can see, our handler is able to teleport because she can go in between. And then we're going to go ahead and get this little area right down here as well. You can jump from branch to branch using the vines. Cool. And you could get lost in this really easily. I did very many times playing this game, but eventually you get a pretty solid handle of it. And from there, you can go down to this little divot right here in the ground. I guess that's the word you would use. This little opening. And this can be a really cool place to fight, or you can gather at a couple different places down here. Climb back up pretty easily. See, Kuluyaku's been coming through here. And as the rain, it looks like it might be letting up a little bit. You can look back out on the area we came from as the sun rises. Oh. It's a very beautiful area. They put a lot of work into the Ancient Forest, which is one of the reasons why I was so excited to be able to cover it for the In the Zone series, for the zone breakdowns. Because there was a lot of effort put into this zone. I think they did a really good job with it. As we continue to move up here, we're climbing the tree. We'll get into some upper areas that on your first couple runs of the Ancient Forest you might not want to go to, because there's some tougher monsters up here. But eventually this is where you'll spend a lot of your time. Gather some more mushrooms up here. We're going to take a little left over here. We still have more to explore up there, and we could jump down there. There's a lot of this zone still to cover. So don't worry, we'll get to it all eventually. But grab those slash berries as we go. More slash berries. Up here, you'll get into a spot where Tobi-Kadachi, Anjanath, Deviljho, a lot of different monsters like to sleep up here. It looks like right now we got it pretty safe. Nobody's up here. Which is great. We'll grab this honey while we're up here as well. And it's a pretty nice little spot. A really good spot to fight. One of the best things about it is you can use the mushrooms there to be able to get a jump attack or to mount the monster if you're trying to mount them. So that's really cool. Gives you a lot of options. Continues on this way. Higher up. Grabbing stuff as we go by. No reason not to. As you continue to climb, you'll be able to get into this nice little area over here. I had quite a few fights up here as well. Anjanath likes to climb up here and sleep. Okay, those Jagras will leave us alone soon enough. And so that's a good spot if you've beaten him up a lot and he's running. He'll either sleep there or right here. Multiple ways to get up here as well, obviously. And if you're not careful, you'll fall through. But you can get some really good damage on him right there when he's sleeping. From there, as we climb higher and higher in this zone, get those nice little wasps there. I guess they're wasps of kind. You can continue to climb up this way. Come out here. And see this gorgeous view of the rest of Astera. You can make out the Wildspire Waste Mountains over there. And I believe just up there, you can't really see it from here. But yeah, you can see that the edge of the area where you fight Zora Magdaros is out there. You can just barely make it out in the ravine where you fight him, which is really cool. All the way out here, and then you may be wondering why you would ever want to come up this way, because surely there's not very many monsters that you would fight up here, not many that could fit, but we're actually pretty close to a camp right now, and you have some other options that come from being able to run around up here. Nice little spot there, and if you run back this way, there's a bone pile right here. Really good to more research points. You can also jump down right here. Moss swine right there. Can be, you know, useful sometimes. Kill a moss swine, get some extra points. Research, get a moss swine hide to be able to craft some things with. But we don't really need to kill him right now, so we'll just keep moving. We'll let him live today. But this is where you would go if you find the moss swine. If we keep going around here, then we will tie back together into this area. And from here, if we keep going up, and then we keep going up to the left, we go around another camp. As you can see, we've come a very long distance from where we started, and it can be very easy to get confused as to how you get to these places. It's insane to me that all of this is just one map, with how interconnected it is, how it all connects and ties together. It's crazy to me. And then up here, if you haven't found it yet, you can find a campsite for some other creatures that live in this area, which is really cool. I love that that is a thing that is just in this area. Because they didn't have to add that, you know, but they did. And it's really cool. Because if you go up here, you will be able to find the feline camp. Hey guys, how's it going? Funny while we're up here. How's it going? The Trapper Camp. Thanks, Garrus. The Grimalkines. And of course, there is a flower bed that you can gather from there. Flower beds normally give you a little bit more research points than some regular stuff. Nice. You can, of course, jump down. And take no fall damage by doing jumping slash if you're not too far away from where you're trying to go. Then right here. And then this time we will jump and we will go down back here again. Because we have somewhere else we need to go from here. There's actually two different places we need to go from here. The first is we're going to go up to the Rathalos nest. If this time instead of turning left, we continue straight, we will go up to the Rathalos nest. Currently nothing in the nest. They're not nesting right now, which is fine. But you can get eggs here from the nest to be able to deliver right over here. Wyvern eggs. Deliver them for points. You can jump down there, which we might do in a little bit after we have explored a little bit more. of showing off the areas. And you can also, if you get the monster to attack this up here, you can get them to break that and be washed down, which will do quite a bit of damage to them, which is really cool. Going around the other side of the wyvern nest, though, you have this little ridge here. You can slide down and grab nullberries on your way down. And from here, you can go inside the Ancient Forest Great Tree. On the left is the connector to where we just were. We'll go through and then come back just to show it off. You can see how easy it is to get back around. The camp is right up there. And if we continue going back this way, you can either jump down or you can climb around. This is a great place to fight flying enemies because of the glimmer wasps that are in the air. Oh, fall damage, of course. Moss swine again, making his way around, just living his life, you know, enjoying himself. And we'll climb back up. Flashbug on the way. We can show it off, and then we'll probably jump down again just for the fun of it. Have these wonderful Grimalkines here. One offering to help, which is really cool. They'll often be posted up around the Ancient Forest, and if you bring a monster to them and you mount it, they will do some damage to it. They will put like a net over it, basically, to hold it in place so that you can hurt it. Which is really cool. Interior in the Ancient Forest, I don't use that often, but I wanted to show this view off again, because again, you can see camp over there. Really cool. Good wedge beetle here. If we jump here, and then roll where we were, we can climb back up that way, and not have to run around. Or go through. As you go this way, you get into the deeper part of the forest. Jagras again. I recognize this place. Last time we went up, this time we're going down. These giant vigor wasps are a pretty rare spawn. You can catch them in your net and put them back in your house as well, which is really cool. But this is a good spot to find them if you're not sure where to find them. Down here. Also a pretty good spot to fight a great Jagras if you can lure it into this far in the forest. They don't normally come this far in, but hey, you know, you can bring them in this far. It's a really good spot to find them because there's not a lot of room for it to get around and do much. It'll try to roll a lot more. But we can jump down here. Kept hitting the wrong button there. And then if we jump down here, we now connect back into the main part of the forest. We're going to hook a right up here and come back around so that we can show off an area that we haven't shown yet. Missed before. Also another camp up here. Really cool. Useful. It has a lot of morpho butterflies. I think that's what they're called in this game. That you can grab with your net. Cobalt flutterflies. Name of the wrong game. And as we journey back this way to show off the area we missed, you may see a bunch of Anjanath tracks, because this is a regular area for Anjanath to run through. Anjanath really seems to like this area. Jagras. Them. We probably should put on... We probably should have brought, in hindsight, I should have brought the camouflage mantle. So we could put that on and just keep running, but it's fine. We'll do that for any other areas that we cover from this game. The Zone series. So this area over here is where you are often able to find Puke Puke. Very good area for that, as well as the wasps. A bone pile up here that you can get. Research, and normally a vigor wasp up here you can grab. Also the ability to drop poison cups up here. So basically you can drop poison onto anything you're trying to fight down there and you can poison it pretty easily. There's also many more around this area to climb back into. And of course, you have the ability to climb the well. Really cool. You can climb and vine and use it to get up there. And you can also, if you have your slinger, I have the net equipped. Whoops. You have your slinger. Up the net. Basically, if you have your slinger equipped with some ammo, oh hey, what's it going, Engine? You can hit those scatter nuts up there, right there, and when they fall, they will distract a monster. Excuse me, Angie. Which is really cool. Then, as we journey back here, we're going to go that way in a minute, but this connects back to where we were before. Inner forest area. And up there is the camp that we showed off before. The path that we missed there. Because again, this forest connects to itself everywhere. Comes down here. And is another good place to find moss swine. Also climb that tendril. For this nice little area down here. Which connects back to over here. There's the moss swine. You may recognize this area as the area that we came down to, and I called a divot. As you can see, all the areas just kind of tie back into each other in a really interesting, cool way. Talk to the first barbarian here. Most people choose a longsword, huh? Or you choose hunting horn, and I'm currently using the 6th most popular weapon. Okay, cool. Thank you. Max potion. Appreciate it. I love interconnectedness in levels. It's one of my favorite things that a game can do. And I just think it's really cool the way that they interconnected everything here. So this time, instead of hooking a right like we did last time, we're hooking a left. Come down here to a zone connected to the zones we were in before. Like most of the rest of the zones we checked today are going to be. Here, because as you can see down there, is the beach and the path we came from there. Back that way is also connected to the beach. But we have this area over here, which is going to be one of the first places where you fight a Jagras. You can climb back up here to get to where we were right before we ran off that way. If my choice of language is not communicating very clearly where we are, I'm sorry. Most of this is just, hey, it connects to that, it connects to that, you know? Back over here. This is a new area we have not been in yet, although we were above it. You can bring that down if you wedge beetle up. We'll go ahead and do it just to show it off. If you wedge beetle up, climb up here, and then attack a few times, right about here. You can bring these rocks down and do a bunch of damage to anything underneath them, which is really cool. This area also has a tree that can be destroyed, just like the one tree we showed off. And it has this path up here that will lead back to the path that we missed over here by Yukipuke, which is really cool. And there's a Kuliyaku just hanging out, doing his thing. We're going to go back the way we came. And we're going to show off another path that one we were just in connects to with an area that we've already been in. Because I love showing off how this map all connects with each other. Interconnects. If you go through here, then you will come out here, which connects back through this little route right here to where we just were. As you climb up here to this nest in a bone pile, and then this is the end of the line here, but if you go back down, we're out of stamina now because now that we're in a fight, technically. Stamina back real quick. Probably go ahead and eat some food just to get some extra stamina. Yep. That way up there's the dead end, but if instead we go this way, we connect back to where we were talking about with the Anjanath, and with it being Anjanath's favorite path. Then if we go this way, instead of going back up, if we go this way instead, we will find yet another path we've already been on, and another moth swine. As you can see, there's plenty of them. If we go this way, because we will come out right up here. Get that spider as well for your house. Been a web there. It looks cool. And you say, over here, I don't recognize this place, Trey. We haven't been here before. But if you look, we have the Kadachi nest. And if we had gone through here, then we would have come out down here. Fuck. Where we could have climbed up here to come right back the other side of the Kadachi net. Came down earlier. With some more mushrooms that we could jump off of. So it all connects back. Really cool. Excuse me, spider. You can jump down here and wind up in the caves that we haven't talked about at all yet. We'll get showing them off as well now. Now's a good enough time as any. You can crawl through here to get to another section of the cave. Over here, you can climb up. You say, what's the point, Trey, of all of these side paths and how they all connect back to each other? What is the point of all this? Well, the main thing that you get from all this is that it's really easy to, like, get away from monsters. If there's a monster chasing you and you don't want to fight it, there are so many paths that connect back to each other. There are so many ways to go places you haven't already been that you can lose track of just about every monster in the game. Which is why it's so important that you keep an eye on where they are on the map, since you can use the map to find them in this game. And that you're able to get away from them utilizing all the different areas. So now, as you see, we connected back to where the Jagras is. This time we're going to follow him down into his cave to show yet another connecting path. Kuliaku's here too, so we got hit in the crossfire. As Jagras and Kuliaku are about to start fighting, we're going to run. We're going to hit this flash fly, though, as we do. And you'll see that this connects back to right here, from where we already were in that first entry area. If we climb up here, then we're able to come out back into this cave section and go into this area, and there's Anjanath again. And this area connects to, we're going to follow Anjanath. Connects back to this area. And you may say, but we've been in this area a few times. How does this get back to the beach where we were at first? If you go back up this way, we'll find the beach. So it all ties together really nicely. Lets you get around really quickly. And again, you can cut off monsters that you know are going a specific way. Or run into them in paths you may not have expected to run into them. Because of how it all connects back in together. Above here. You can get through here somehow, but I think you have to be on the other side of it to get through, because you crawl through. You can do it, which is really cool. Thankfully, nothing's outright attacked us yet. It allowed us to keep exploring. You can go through over here. Look left. Come out on this waterway that we haven't talked about at all yet, but as you can see, there's still so much to cover in this map, because we haven't even got onto the left side of the map yet, really. This is the first part of the left side that we've covered. We've now covered all of this, which feels good, but we still have to cover most of this. So we'll feed back in first and reconnect everywhere. Path that we followed from Anjanath. Over here, beside the camp, there's a lot of different ways you can climb up, a lot of different spaces you can fight in over here. Very, very cool area with a lot of different stuff to do in it. There's a down tree back this way that you can use to trap enemies with. You can use the scatter nuts. You can use wedge beetles mixed around in here. It's a really cool zone. really well designed when it comes to fighting enemy monsters. Then as we come up this way, we connect back to the water area that we were talking about a minute ago. This is where most of the time I wind up fighting Deviljho, though. After we fight at the beach, we wind up over here. Go ahead and grab this Dragonite ore while we're over here. And as you can see, you can jump down to the water down there. There's a wedge beetle up there you can use to flip across from. Or you can just go down the slope itself. Slide down it. Oh. But if memory serves, there is a offshoot right here. Yeah. And from here, you can run into Anjanath again. What's up, Angie? Come back here again. It all ties back in together. We're going to take that left path this time. Go back to the waterway that we were at. Might have shown that one off. I think we already showed that one off, but, you know, hey. Been showing off a lot of things today. There's also a Paratoad here that you can kick as the monster's chasing you to make it stun them. You can get into this water, and there can be monsters in the water. Careful of. Nothing too dangerous, but, you know, hey, still, something to keep in mind. Yeah, here's that back path that I was thinking of that you can only get to from this side that allows you to climb through on the other side right at that waterfall. You actually can get to it from both sides. I just forgot. That's on me. That's on me. We're talking about a lot of stuff today. We're almost done, though, honestly. If you're getting tired of the Ancient Forest, I hope you're not, because there's a lot of cool stuff in here. But we are almost done. Because we're going to come down here. And we're going to show off an area that I think a lot of people forget about. This area is really cool. And Deviljho can do a really cool thing up there. That if you haven't seen it yet, you need to see for yourself. I was kind of hoping we run into him out here so you could see him do it, but I don't think he's in this zone right now. But this little back path here is very good at letting you get around behind Anjanath and other monsters so that you can get the drop on them, you know? And this connects right there back to the beach. And from here, back to our camp. The last thing we need to show off is that drop from the top of Rathalos. We can get there relatively easily. It's not too difficult. We're just going to run back there real quick. Hit up on some small diversions as we go. May have missed. Anjanath's over there hunting. This path right here we saw earlier with the Jagras as well. And that path there. Take this path here, back into the cave system that we've been in many times before. This time we're going to hook a right. Through the Jaggies. The Jagras. Climb up. And then we're going to go through here. And most of these are paths we've already been on, but we may take a couple shortcuts we might not have shown off. You don't have to get that extra swing in there, but I always try to, just in case. And we'll go this way, and I didn't grab the vines, but that's okay. As there is still a path down here that you can run on. Go up here. Which we didn't show off before. Go up to this little above tree area up here. And you can actually jump from tree to tree to be able to grab a hold of some things. Which is cool. But not what we're going for here. What we're going for here, show those off, is Cora. Oh no, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. We got too many things now. That's what I get for not paying attention. We'll drop the needleberries. Okay. Because we're going to go here. And then go around to climb up. And then go back up to Rathalos Nest to jump down and show you how that connects. And that'll be about it for today. We'll have showed off everything I really wanted to show. Although I'm going the wrong way now because I was thinking about if we'd missed anywhere. So we'll go this way instead. Back through over here. Which I don't remember if we showed this path off, so maybe it's a good thing we came this way. Also, yeah, check this out. Because I know we didn't show this off. This connects back over here. There's just so many connections in this game. I'm trying to make sure we see them all, but I don't think there's any way to show them all off. Unless you write them down as you go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little area. Not really much going on in here. It's a good gateway to get to some other areas. Like if you go through here. Go underwater, which is really nifty. Come out on the other side. And wind up back down here. The first Vivarian was. Climb up. We'll continue to climb up so that we can get back up to the top. We could also have fast travel between camps. But I'm glad we didn't because I forgot all about the path underwater that we had not shown yet. We'll climb up back to the top. Here with the moss swine. Around the tree. Mysterious footprints. What could those be? Probably I haven't hunted in a while. Forgot to grab footprints for last time. We'll grab them anyway. Why not? Thank you, Grimalkine. What should be something we already know and have fought 100 times. Yep, it's Azure Rathalos. 100 times. Not in this zone, but in many other zones. Okay. So as we come back up here, that probably means Azure is at the nest right now, right? If so, we may see if we can get it to break the water. Nah, it's not up here. Okay, we'll just jump down then. Alright, and when you jump down here, it brings you back to here. The nice little divot, as we called it earlier. So, with all that said, I believe we've shown off everything that the Ancient Forest has to offer. I hope that if you had not really taken a look at this area before, maybe you have a better appreciation for it now, or just a better understanding of it now. Hope I was able to show it off well. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see us cover more Monster Hunter World zones. I think they're really good. And with all that said, I have been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Monster Hunter World and the Ancient Forest has to offer.